Welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live. We are seeing markets under pressure. A quick drop at the open here. The Nasdaq, when I mentioned had just opened up, was down 1%. Now it's 1.8%. Let's get to Jared Blikre on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Jared?
That's right. We got mega caps leading the way down. You can see on the Wi-Fi Interactive here, Nasdaq down about 1.8%. Let's take a look at what's happened over the trailing 5 days. As you're going to see, we're still pretty close to the upper end of the trading range by giving back some of those gains from late Friday. Now, let's take a look inside the market. We have a fairly defensive setup here. Staples and utilities, the only sectors in the green, each by about one-third of 1%. Now, to the downside, communication services, that is the worst off. That house is Facebook, Alphabet, et cetera. It's down 2.5%. Then tech and consumer discretionary. So when we take a look inside the NASDAQ 100, that's where we're seeing a lot of those broad-based losses concentrated in this tech field. So Alphabet down 3%, so is Amazon, Nvidia, and Meta, each down more than 4%. And we're seeing a lot of weakness in the Chinese space here. These are ADRs, which have been under pressure all year. We did see some signs of life over the last month, but you can see Alibaba down 8% here, Pinduoduo down 10%. Not looking much better in the ARC components. Now, some of these guys have lifted off, like Zoom over the last month, 6 weeks, but a little bit under pressure today. Also want to take a check of our leaders and see what's, that's a more defensive setup as well. So we got the Chinese internet stocks, ARC, IPOs, solar, and Korean stocks. Those are all in the dark red. Now, I want to spend a little bit of time looking at the US dollar, and specifically versus the euro. So I'm going to scroll down. The Dixie, that is the US dollar index, is at 2 decades high, and then versus a euro, it is at 2 decades low. So let me just show you what is happening in this space right now. Now, the low on the day hasn't punched through the critical parity level of 1 there, but you can see on your screen it has been a lower trend into the current period. Now, when this happened with the yen about 10 years ago, it took several months of bouncing around before it broke through a critical level. At that time, it was 80, not 1. But that was a very significant event for currency traders. Broadly speaking, we've just seen the bond market volatility spread into the foreign FX market. All these trades are highly levered, and they just take a long time to delever. So that's a process that we've been in here. Finally, we got earnings this week, CPI, so I think those catalysts are down the road. Wouldn't pay too much attention, put too much stock in what happens today, guys.
Jared Blikre bringing some of that summer heat from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Thanks so much.